In this video you will learn how to switch between first person and third person cameras and also how to zoom in and out. So let's start with the third person template. Move the third person, blueprint, open character blueprint and click the viewport. First we want to add a camera for first person, so select mesh and add camera. Rename it the first person camera. We attach it to head by clicking the search icon of parent socket and selecting head. Camera is bit off, so change rotation Z value to 90 degrees and move camera a bit in the front by adding 10 to Y location. The last thing we change for this camera is checking Use Spawn Control Rotation. Move camera boom up to 100 units so it's slightly above the head and rename follow camera the third person camera. Now let's move the coding. Code around cameras can contain a lot of things, so I add a new graph, camera graph. Add a custom event and name it switch the first person. First we need to set that we are in the first person mode, and because we start in the third person mode, add a new boolean type variable third person ? Also change category to camera pipe variables, hit compile and set default value to true. Add in set of our new variable and leave it as false because we are switching to first person. Next we need to switch cameras, so drag in third person camera and out of it add deactivate. Now drag in first person camera and to this one activate. The last thing I want is the body to rotate according to the first person camera, so add set use controller rotation yaw and check it as true. We have done switching to first person, so let's implement switching to third person. Similar as before, add custom event switch to third person, add set third person ? And check it as true. Deactivate the first person camera and activate the third person camera, and I don't want the body to move according to the third person camera, so uncheck set use controller rotation yaw as false. After both functions we created, you can add more things that should change according to the view you have. For example, if you use an interaction system, you will want to change the origin of interaction. Now we need to make it work. Open Content Browser and move the folder Actions. Right-click and under Input add Input Action. Name it IA_switch camera, and we don't need to change anything here, so move one level up the folder Input and open IMC_default. Here we have default controls for third person character, so just add new action mapping. Change it to our IA switch camera, and for switching cameras I use the T key. You might want to add some more triggers or modifiers, but those are advanced settings, so I take care of it in code. Move back the character blueprint and add in enhanced action event IA switch camera. I want to switch camera mode only once when the key is pressed, so out of triggered I add do once and reset it when completed. After do once is completed, add branch with condition third person ? If we are in the third person mode, we want to switch to first person, so after true add switch to first person. And if third person is false, we are in first person mode and we want to switch to third person, so after false add switch to third person. The switching is done, so hit compile and let's test it. We are in third person, and when we press the key to switch camera, we are in first person. and the body rotates according to the first person camera. And when we switch back to third person, the rotation of camera doesn't affect the rotation of the body. This is done, so let's implement the zoom mechanic. Go back to character blueprint, and we need to add 3 new variables of float type: camera arm length, camera arm min length, and camera arm max length. The camera arm length will store the current length of the camera boom. The camera arm min length is the minimum value that camera boom can have. And the camera arm max length is the maximum length of the camera boom. Hit compile and set your default values as you see fit. I set the minimum to 50 and maximum to 500. Move the camera graph and add a new custom event, zoom in. First check in which mode we are currently in. If we are in the first person mode and we zoom in, nothing should happen, so there will be nothing after the false. If we are in the third person mode, before we zoom in we need to check if we did not reach the minimum length that the camera boom can have. So add camera arm length and compare it if it's greater than camera arm min length. Out of the result of comparison, add branch and connect it after true of previous branch. Now we want to shorten the arm, so drag in get of camera arm length and add subtract to it. You could possibly promote it to variable if you would want to have an option to change zooming speed, but I just subtract 5. Set the result as the new value of camera arm length and connect it after true. Now get the camera boom, out of it add set target arm length and set its value to the value of subtract camera arm length. That's for if the camera arm length is greater than minimum. If it's not greater, that means we hit the minimum and we still want to zoom in, so after false, add switch to first person. That's all for this function. Add a new custom event, zoom out, and it will be similar. So first check in which mode we are currently in. If we are in the third person, we start by checking if the camera arm length is less than the maximum value it should have. Copy-paste sets with camera boom reference and add addition to camera arm length that goes into set again. If we hit the maximum value, just don't do anything more, so after the false of the second branch isn't anything else. But if we want to zoom out and we are in first person mode, switch to third person mode. And if we are switching by zooming out and not by switching cameras, as we implemented before, I want to start from the minimum value that camera boom can have. So after switching to third person, I copy-paste as before sets with camera boom reference and set camera arm length to camera arm min length. This function is done as well, so let's make it work. Similar as before, in the action folder add a new input action and name it IA_zoom and open it. Here just change the value type to axis1d float, save it and move to IMC_default. Add a new action mapping and set it as IA_zoom. For zooming in, I use the R key. Add another control binding, and for zooming out, I use the F key. To distinguish these inputs, to F add element to modifiers, and set it to negate. Save it, move back to the character blueprint, and add in enhanced action event, IA_zoom. By doing a quick test, you can see that when I press R, the action value is 1, and when I press F, the action value is -1. So after it's triggered, add branch, and in the condition, just check if the action value is greater than 0. If it's true, zoom in. And if it's false, zoom out. The last thing we can do is make it ready for default values, so move the construction script. First, set target arm length of camera boom to camera arm length, and after that add branch with third person ? as condition. If the default value of third person is true, switch to third person, and if it's false, switch to first person. Hit compile, save all, and everything should work now, so final test. I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, give it a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe. Anyway, good luck with your project, and thanks for watching. Bye!